Well, to break this all down, we're joined now by Marc Schulman, columnist at Newsweek and author of Tel Aviv Diary. Marc, what exactly is the legal framework Trump is relying on for deploying troops, and does it hold water? Obviously, we are seeing this happen in multiple cities across the United States. This is not the first time that we have seen the deployment of troops.
He doesn't have a legal framework. He's using his power as commander-in-chief. It's very clearly illegal. In 1878, the Congress passed the Posse Comitatus Act, which says that federal troops cannot be used for domestic police work of any kind, only in cases where there's an insurrection going on. You have to call an insurrection, an act of insurrection. I'm sure Trump would love to call an act of insurrection going on. But as opposed to California, which was also probably illegal, where at least he can make the claim there was demonstrations, there was some fires, things were going on there. Portland, there is nothing going on in Portland. Yes, Portland 2 or 3 years ago had the reputation of violence during Black Lives Matter. There was a lot of demonstrations and violence as well. Stores were burnt. But that was years ago. That wasn't now. Currently, there is nothing going on whatsoever. But Portland has the reputation of being a very liberal city. And of course, he likes sending American troops into cities where he thinks people don't like him. It's an act of intimidation. And he really has no legal basis for doing it. The National Guard can be called in, but the state governor has to go along with it. And of course, the state governor is not going along with it because, once again, there is no insurrection going on. There's no need for it.
Marc, what do you think this move is really about politically?
I think, look, he's trying to show that he's strong. That's a big thing with President Trump, that he's going to not take no for an answer in any one case. Look, we have it goes together with the Comey indictment. Anyone who stands in my way, I'm going to use the full power of the presidency to go after you one way or another. So going after Comey is one example. Sending troops into Portland, like I said, a very liberal city where I would imagine he got very few votes, is another way of doing it. Does it have a political goal? Is it going to help him in the midterms? I don't think so. Is it something that his base likes? Yes, up to a certain level. Even some of his base is a little bit not thrilled with the idea of using federal troops in situations like this. ISIS is alone a problem and is enough. But again, sometimes it's very hard to understand what's behind some of President Trump's moves, especially in this case. I mean, one of the questions I asked another observer over lunch today was, do you think this is President Trump doing it, or is it Stephen Miller or someone else who's behind it? So we don't know. But the reality is it's a show of force that's designed to intimidate. And intimidation, I guess it will do, but it certainly isn't going to help the American military and strengthen the American military to fight any potential battles when it's spending time on the streets of the United States.
Right. I mean, certainly an interesting move. You wouldn't necessarily expect Portland, Oregon to be a city that troops would be deployed to, at least right now, given the fact that we also know that the crime rate has significantly dropped, according to recent
Look, it has the
reports
reputation. It had the reputation after Black Lives Matters of stores burning and all sorts of things that took place. But this took place 3-4 years ago. This is not taking place now. Right. But now is a good time to deploy the troops.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right, Marc, as per usual, thank you so much for coming on and telling us what you have to say about this.